Hi guys, welcome to DOdaily. Wake up to walk. Des here of course, ready to attack the day. Hopefully you'll be able to join me, getting out there, enjoying this weather. It's not actually that cold, despite the fact I had to put the new big bobble hat on. We love those, and it will come in handy over the next couple of months. So yeah, just up and about. I'm at a place called Attenborough Nature Reserve. It's just outside Nottingham, by the River Trent, but it's actually its own little place. Lots of bird watchers, lots of walkers, lots of people sort of getting in their activity first thing this morning. Like I say, it's not too bad a morning. It's quite warm for this time of year, but it's somewhere I've not been that much. I know about it. I've been quite often, but I've not often been for a walk round. And I get the impression it's one of those places you could come to 10 times and find something different every time. So if you can, check it out. Absolutely amazing, stunning place. Like I say, with the bird watchers and all the different paths, there's some nice crevices, nice views over bodies of water and all sorts of wildlife and animals as well. So that's fantastic. That's something slightly different for a Friday morning. So it's been great to take that in, just getting in a walk before sort of getting on with the rest of the day. Probably not a huge one, a couple of miles, but it's getting up and getting out there, isn't it? And that's what's important. And it really is important this week. Been talking a lot about sort of lockdown and how that's sort of coming back into place where we are. We're actually in tier 3 from midnight last night here in Nottingham. So I think it's important to just sort of remind myself a little bit, of whilst I do all these things, whilst I try and encourage people, just to keep check on my own sort of mood and mental health. Because to be honest, yesterday, I think this is worth sharing, yesterday I really struggled at the end of the day. I've been riding sort of a wave of positivity in the last few weeks. Of course we've had a lot happen. We've had a lot happen in the last year, to be honest, which has felt unfair, which has felt like it was never ending at times. But we've actually got through that. We've come right through it. We've shown a bit of resilience. We've shown a bit of strength, mental strength, and it's got us through. And I think personally it's got us through in a better way than it would have if we'd have just sort of caved in a little bit and let some of these things affect us. So by being strong, by knowing that a better day was coming, we've got through. But this week I found it particularly difficult in the fact that I've been up and down more than I normally am. Even yesterday I woke up so much positivity, felt really good. Felt good about my video on Wednesday, the Wednesday workout. Went out, did some activity. Well, I actually woke up feeling a bit rubbish, but I went out, got some activity in. It did what it says on the tin. It put me in such a good mood. Got a good run in, felt confident again because of that. Received these little beauties. The small wins I spoke about last week. So that put me in a good frame of mind. Got a few delivered. People enjoyed receiving them, so again, all good stuff. But then yesterday in the afternoon, for some reason, whether I'm a little bit tired from getting up early all week, or it's just a situation, it's just a thought of what's happening, I just started feeling it. And when it came to Thursday thoughts, I'll be honest with you, my head didn't quite feel on it. I kept losing my train of thought, and whilst that's not a problem, I try to be honest and relatable, and you kind of get what you see. There's no sort of big plan go into one of these episodes. It was hard. It was just hard for me, and then kind of got a bit fed up because I didn't think I did my best. Quickly got over that side of things because, like, for those reasons I just said. But I just sat there last night feeling like I was sort of plummeting into like a bad frame of mind, a bad place, wondering what I could do next. So what I did do, I stuck some music on, had a glass of wine, you know, trawling through YouTube to find all my favourite songs, and that always does the trick. So it did the trick in the sense it picked me up before I went to bed, and of course I've got this to look forward to today. Always look forward to coming somewhere different, you know. Been wanting to come here for a while. Thankfully the day has broke so I get to see it a bit better than I would normally at this time of the day. So I've got this in before it's dark again at this time, so that's pleasing. But it's just reminding me just to sort of be aware that even when I'm feeling great, you know, the one thing with mental health, I guess, and mood is sometimes it's got a habit of coming and kicking you when you're down. In fact, all the time. I speak to people all the time about this. You know, 1 minute you're fine, and the next minute you're on your arse a little bit. And that's how I felt yesterday. Do you know? Thankfully, feeling a lot better for doing this, and that's why it's so important. This is why these things, these routines, getting things done, do you know, doing DOdaily day in, day out, looking forward to the weekends. This is why all these things are so important. And I know I'm a bit like a stuck record with it, but having this to look forward to last night, do you know, and those few songs to make me feel better, do you know, have really sort of kept me on the straight and narrow. And I think that's the point I'm trying to make, really. Do you know, I said on Wednesday, kind of a harsh reminder of what we can do. Do you know, I don't try to preach, I don't try to tell anybody what to do, but I wanted just to be a little bit more affirmative with a message, do you know, tell people to come on, give it a real go. And I had to do that to myself last night, and I don't have to do that too often these days, but I did, because I realised, I think one of the things by talking about the way you feel all the time gives you a bit more of an understanding. But you have to remember that you have to remember some of your own advice. And on Wednesday I said to people, remember what worked the first time. So sticking that music on, you know, I'm looking ahead to the weekend and I'm thinking, start a lockdown, I used to sort of tell you guys that me and Kay would sort of kick our shoes off, relax a bit, not worry about what time we got up, you know, enjoy some nice breakfast, perhaps have a drink or two, you know, put some of my favourite songs on, you know, some dance music. I think I'm going to have one of those weekends again. I think it's needed, you know, and I think we can all allow ourselves that kind of nice sort of time to sort of mull things over, consider what's happening, whilst we don't want to think about it too much, whilst we don't want to let it get to us. Do you know, we need to think about our approach and what we do, because that's what's going to get us through in the end. And it's really important, you know, whilst I've got up this morning and done this, and I know how important activity is, and I'm going to make sure I get plenty in over the weekend. So I just show you my surroundings, absolutely stunning, quiet as well. Yeah, I'm going to get plenty of activity in and really sort of enjoy that sort of time for myself again, you know, just to sort of get myself on the straight and narrow again with the way I'm feeling. Do you know, it is tough, guys. Do you know, lockdown sort of kicked in for us locally last night, do you know, but we can't let that sort of really affect us. We can't let it upset us too much and get to us. Do you know, it's important to keep going, sorry, I'm just a bit cautious as well of people around me. We can't let people, I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, we can't let the situation really beat us up, because if we do, you know, we'll end up in a bad place, somewhere we don't want to be. And I'm just going to sneak off into one of these amazing sort of crevices with seats next to the water, you know, so I'll sit there for 5 minutes and get finished, get back. But yeah, it's important just to keep sort of hitting it hard, keep evaluating what's happening, but don't let it get to you, don't let it bring you down. Do you know, there's things we can all do. Just knowing I was getting out this morning is absolutely amazing in doing the trick of picking me up and making me look forward to it again. There's lots we can do, of course. Saturday selfie, do you know, it's a brilliant way of getting in that activity, taking our mind off the harsh realities out there right now, but having a bit of fun amongst ourselves, you know, enjoying, sharing pictures, trying to motivate and inspire people. So of course, this week it's Halloween. I mentioned yesterday we'll do one or two things, not too much, just one or two things to kind of highlight that. So be rude not to this week, wouldn't it? An Halloween Saturday selfie special. I'm sure some will find that quite easy and quirky. People love to dress up and go out for a run. Some do. I'm not sure I do, but I'll find a way of highlighting it's Halloween, you know, and getting out there and taking in my activity. I'd imagine it'd be quite spooky around here at night, but I'm not gonna do that. Just seen some scary little buildings. But yeah, anything that sort of says Halloween, you know, a mask, a t-shirt, you know, it's given me an idea actually just saying it now. Just to sort of show people what we're doing, that despite the situation, we're giving it a real go. You know, we're celebrating something we'd normally celebrate. You know, it might not be in the same way. You know, some of us might not celebrate it all the time. I wouldn't personally. It's not something I'm particularly keen on, but it's a way of highlighting what we're doing, where people might look in, recognise, think, look at those guys having a great time, giving it a real go, staying on top of things. And that's the point, isn't it, today, is to really stay on top of the situation, to keep at it, you know, get out there, attack the day. This makes the world of difference to me. And whilst all week I've been up and down, you know, I know today I'll be feeling fantastic. I'll go home, get that coffee, always something to look forward to. Just to look at that again, you know, loads of these little places in here, so I can understand why the bird watchers come. But yeah, I'm going to go home, get some coffee and breakfast. I'll be so pleased that I've made a real effort again this week to get up early. You know, got to be a little bit considerate with myself and make sure I get enough sleep as well. I think that might have been part of the issue. So like I said in the week, keep reevaluating, keep looking at what you're doing, remember what worked. That's really important. Get out there, you know, remember what you can still do as well, because there's lots we can still do, and there's lots not to get upset about. You know, there's lots to get upset about, but there's far more to look forward to. And of course, that final point from Wednesday, don't worry what people say. You know, to some degree, we've all got to look after number one right now, and that's exactly what I'm doing by getting up and getting out. So until Monday, guys, have a great weekend. Love to see those pictures, those spooky pictures. Ooh. Whatever. Love to see those and get them posted up. I'll share them across the story. Check out for the links. Keep liking and sharing. Gives me a real confidence boost sometimes, if anything. I needed it after yesterday. So thanks again for all the support this week. I'm going to have a rest and crank the volume up for a few days, and then I'll be back on Monday with Monday motivation and giving it another go. Take care, guys. See you soon. Just doing it.